going through that you
Okay,
said about
thank
me.
you for being a dynamic woman. And thank you for allowing me to heal, because if I was with anybody else, I wouldn't be able to heal. I wouldn't be able to go through some of the frustrations, because a lot of people in relationships don't know how to discuss their frustrations. They just be like, I'm done. That's the biggest shit.
That's true. And okay, so and what do you think allows for someone to feel like they can express their frustrations?
Need patience. Like, honestly, I'll go through moments when I would feel otherwise like embarrassed,
Okay.
and I know that if you're really the person that you appear to be to me, or that I feel that you are, or that you say that you are, then I have to lean into that. I have to lean into that, and not feel like I'm gonna be judged. But at the same time, I have to be myself.
Yes, true.
And you call me out on things, and it's up to me to either continue to perpetuate my cycle as a man and be like, yo, who you telling me what to do, or be stubborn, or be whatever, or I can listen to you, and I can take that information, and then if I fumble, if I mess up, that's where the grace comes in. Whereas before, a man would be like, oh, I fucked up, and then you go through this guilt cycle of like, now I have to overcompensate. I gotta buy you shit. I gotta feel like that, versus just, sometimes you check me, and in that moment, we regulate together. And honestly, that's fucking helpful. That's really helpful.
Yeah, because you do the same for me too. You know, there's no like putting you down in the process. It's just more like, hey, I have something to share with you. What if you tried this approach, or you tried that approach? But again, it takes not just me with maturity or just you with maturity, but it takes both recognizing it, because that's how it works. Your open-mindedness, and then my open-mindedness, and then wanting to be about growing, like self-improvement, you know?
I think that's the thing. If a person really says they claim they want to change, or they claim that they want to get better, or whatever they see that as, then when you can't get better always when everything is sunny and flowers are, it's a nice day. Like, it's when you get hit with that first, like, that thing that checks your ego, that thing that puts you in place, that thing that makes you question, like, okay, I want to do this my way, or even to force it, your will to happen, the outcome, versus now being like, all right, I said I want to get better. I really want to get better. I really want to heal. I really want to break this chain. And at that point, if you're gonna be with someone, you need someone that you can allow yourself to want to break that chain with. Because if person keeps you in the loop, we don't want to be in the loop.
Yeah, and it's all about what you want, because a lot of times we think that we want to be in a relationship for the sake of being in one, because that perception feels like you'll complete a part of you that you don't feel like you have, right? Or then you can want to have a relationship because you're bored and you think that it'll bring you some kind of excitement or joy. But then it gets to a point where you're like, okay, I only want to be in a relationship if that's complementary to who I am. And if it's going to better me, yeah, you're going to have to make some kinds of adjustments and sacrifices. But as long as you're not sacrificing like yourself and like who you actually truly naturally are, then you can see that there can be growth with that. You know what I mean? So it needs to, I'm not going to say it needs to, because we're all different. Everybody wants different things. But like, to be in a relationship that is intentional, that is not just about the romanticizing factor or aspect of the relationship, and the hoping and the false pretenses and all that stuff, like that's fluff. But like truly connecting on like multiple levels instead of just like the, you know, the superficiality and like the surface of, ooh, this feels good to be in, and you know, we're gonna go here and do this and do that, and it's like, okay, like those are byproducts of what this is gonna come with. Like that's not the relationship, you know.
Listen, I'll end on this, right? Okay. I remember when we first started dating, and I remember telling you, I was just like, we're never gonna argue, we're never gonna, like, I don't see it happening. And I really, at the time, I really didn't see it happening. But then when you have your first like hiccup, you know, that's when you look at yourself and you say like, okay, is this really what I want to go through? And then, like I said, if you set your intentions, I was not going to be in a relationship unless it was something that was worth it. Then you have to learn to let go of those past traumas and heal and actually do it. You gotta do it. But like I said, when I started, thank you for allowing me to go through that healing process, because you know, I get to face the shadow, but I don't feel like I'm doing it alone. And I just want to say thank you.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you.